Cables and lines are the arteries for transmitting signals and power in transportation systems. They must be safely and effectively protected against external influences. Previously, only concrete cable ducts were available for laying cable under the ground. Due to its very high weight, approximately 160 kilograms per section, only a very small amount was laid per day. There was also a high failure rate due to damage and breakage. Construction projects therefore took a long time and were more expensive than necessary. The newly developed plastic cable ducts from Siemens can cope with all the demands placed on them. They're made of polypropylene and are therefore extremely light. We can illustrate their special advantages with 3 examples. In future, you can implement your construction plans more economically and at greater speed. We can now see a section of railway line near Dresden. Here, the cable ducts have to be mounted on stands due to the sloping embankment. The stands are firmly anchored in the ground at a fixed defined distance from the track center line. Standardized system planks make an ideal support for the cable ducts. The plastic cable ducts are light. Size 2 weighs approximately 7 kilograms. They can therefore be stored and transported in large quantities and can be taken directly to the place where they're mounted without any need for lifting gear. In our first example, all the work is done without having to close down the section of track. The biggest benefit of the new cable ducts is that they can easily be laid by hand. At critical places, for example at bends and slight curves, individual elements are marked, including lines to make cutting easier, 15 degrees and 30 degrees. After this, they're cut to size and inserted. The cable is then laid in the ducts and the cover is put on. In our next example in Gmund near Tegensee, the plastic cable ducts are laid directly in the ground next to the track, as in most cases. Only the evening before, after regular rail-bound traffic had finished, a rail and road excavator digs the necessary ditch and fills in a sand base. On the next day, the lightweight cable ducts are laid easily and quickly by hand in the prepared ditches. Around 1,500 meters can therefore be laid per day, as compared to approximately 300 meters with conventional concrete ducts. The break-off points for cable outlets are also very practical. Drainage on the transverse side is ensured by trough wall aprons, so that no hollow spaces are created when the ducts are sealed. The Siemens cable ducts, by the way, are available in 2 different sizes, sizes 1 and 2, depending on the requirements at the place of use. After they've been fixed in place, signal and power supply cables are laid in the plastic ducts and the cover is put on. Additional fastening components are not required. Third example, the Cologne to Bonn IC route near Oberwesel. Here we can show you the other advantages of our cable ducts. They're very robust and resistant to knocks. The cover elements can be taken off without any special tools. Cables and lines with different cross-sections can thus be checked or relayed without difficulty. In Oberwesel, bypassing a railway tunnel necessitates temporary use of the cable ducts. This is no problem with plastic cable ducts, as they can be dismounted and reused at little expense. Other advantages are their high mechanical strength, their lasting dimensional stability, their excellent electrical characteristics, their high surface resistance, and they comply with fire protection class K1. Siemens plastic cable ducts are 100% recyclable. You'll therefore be spared any unnecessary disposal costs. The material's light, easy to handle, easy to transport and easy to install. My people are more than satisfied with it. In comparison to concrete, the plastic cable ducts are much simpler to lay. They're extremely light and therefore avoid straining the backs of the workers who have to lay them. Projects also run more easily. The working hours are what involves the highest costs. If I can save several man-hours per day, this is a great advantage. The difference between 12 men and 16 men on a construction site is a big one. With 12 men, it's much easier to keep a clear overview of the project. I can manage with much fewer people. Technical installations must function smoothly. This basically depends on reliable communications and power supply. Plastic cable ducts from Siemens are already being used successfully in many fields of application. They're a secure investment now, right into the future.